Have you ever wondered what life is really like for modern-day royals, especially the children who were born into crowns, palaces, and centuries of expectation? Well, let's take a look behind the velvet curtains and into the very real, very intriguing lives of Spain's royal daughters, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofía. Now, this isn't your typical fairy tale. There are no talking animals, no magic carpets, just two young women navigating the spotlight, the press, and the heavy weight of duty, all while trying to live a somewhat normal teenage life. Let's start with the eldest, Princess Leonor of Asturias. Born on Halloween in 2005, she's not just the eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she's also the heir to the Spanish throne. From a young age, Leonor was quietly prepared for a future very few could imagine, to become queen. But Leonor's path isn't paved in marble halls and designer gowns, it's built on discipline, education, and a whole lot of military training. Yep, you heard that right. At just 17, Leonor began a grueling 3-year military education, just like her father before her. In 2023, she enrolled at the General Military Academy in Zaragoza, where mornings often started at dawn, and days ended with strict drills and long study hours. No special treatment. No shortcuts. Just hard work. After completing her first year, she moved on to the Naval Academy in Marin, where she boarded the Juan Sebastián de Elcano, a massive training ship, for a 5-month voyage across the Atlantic. From Spain to Latin America, and even a stop in New York City, Leonor experienced a world far from palaces and ceremonies. While in New York, she didn't just pose for photos. She attended concerts at Carnegie Hall, engaged with local dignitaries, and, by all accounts, handled the experience with the poise of someone far older than her years. And she's not done yet. In 2025, she began her final year of training at the Spanish Air and Space Academy. By the end of it, Leonor will have completed the full trifecta: Army, Navy, and Air Force. That means she'll be the first Spanish queen in modern history to be trained across all military branches. Now, while Leonor is learning to lead troops, sail seas, and fly planes, her younger sister, Infanta Sofía, is charting a different, but equally fascinating, path. Born in 2007, Sofía isn't the heir, but she's just as much in the public eye. And in recent years, she's been carving out her own identity, away from the crown, and toward a life of academic excellence and cultural exploration. In 2023, she left Spain to study at the UWC Atlantic College in Wales, a school often dubbed Hogwarts for hippies. Known for its progressive teaching and international environment, it was the perfect place for a young royal looking for a broader worldview. After graduating in May 2025, Sofía didn't return home for a cushy life behind palace walls. No, she's now set to begin a demanding 3-year degree in political science and international relations at Forward College, an innovative school that takes students across 3 major European cities: Lisbon, Paris, and Berlin. Imagine that. At just 18, she'll be living independently in some of Europe's most dynamic capitals, studying global politics, engaging with local communities, and gaining the kind of education fit not just for a royal, but for a future diplomat, humanitarian, or international leader. And despite the cost, around €18,500 a year, Sophia's choice signals a desire to live life meaningfully, and on her own terms. But what's even more fascinating is that both sisters are doing all this while maintaining a relatively low profile. Sure, they show up at official events. You'll see them on Spain's National Day, during state visits, or occasionally at cultural events. But when they're out of the spotlight, they're reportedly just, well, normal teenagers. They love watching MasterChef together, trying out recipes at home. They're said to enjoy casual walks, cozy family dinners, and moments without phones or cameras. And despite being born into immense privilege, their parents, especially Queen Letizia, have worked hard to keep them grounded. Leonor, for all her titles, has a strong, quiet presence. She speaks clearly, moves with purpose, and is already commanding attention as a future queen. Sofía, on the other hand, is known for her relaxed elegance. She's often seen in simple outfits, little or no jewelry, and has a natural charm that feels approachable and authentic. And here's something that really stands out: they're each other's closest allies. Whenever they appear in public together, there's a natural bond, whispers exchanged, little smiles, subtle support. Sofía often takes a quiet, supporting role, letting Leonor shine when it matters most. And Leonor, in turn, seems to draw strength from her sister's quiet confidence. Now, of course, their futures are already being shaped by the responsibilities placed on them. Leonor will likely move on to a university degree, probably law or political science, before taking on more royal duties. Her path is duty-bound, full of structure and symbolic weight. Sofía, though not destined to rule, is crafting a future that may involve international advocacy, humanitarian work, or perhaps even a diplomatic role. Together, they represent a new kind of monarchy, one that blends tradition with modernity, protocol with personality. They are symbols of a Spain that respects its history, but looks forward. So, when we ask, how do the Spanish royal children actually live, the answer is both surprising and inspiring. They live with purpose, with structure, but also with room to grow, question, and explore. They're not fairy tale princesses trapped in towers, they're real young women facing a very real world, with grace, grit, and just enough sparkle to keep the story alive. If you enjoyed this story, consider subscribing to stay informed.